introduction, a little bit of an exaggeration in there. I don't know as I can match up to everything that's been said, but I do want to talk just a little bit today about an issue that I've seen in the press a little bit this summer. Like many of you, I travel. I've been to mainland China twice this summer, Taiwan once, and reading the newspapers on the plane, come home, you have jet lag, you're cranky, what are you going to do? For me, it's write an angry op-ed, okay, which I did for the national interest about this particular topic. Let me move over here so I can see it as we move along. Well, which one of these will work? Either one? Is it on? Okay, the title is Taiwan is not Hong Kong. And I'm not putting Hong Kong down. I think the people of Hong Kong have some legitimate concerns and that they ought to be aired and voiced. And in recent weeks, we've seen hundreds of thousands of people demonstrate in Hong Kong. And we've had a lot of ink spilled, a lot of media about these demonstrations and protests. Some of the media pundits, the op-eds are, I think, quite useful, and they point to not just the fact of the extradition problem, but things that we heard about a few moments ago, youth not being able to find jobs, high price of housing, all of these problems that are endemic to Hong Kong that are helping serve to triggers to that. So some of these are quite solid analyses, but others, in my opinion, are not. There are some who are trying to create a linkage and say, in fact, what motivated me to write this, I read this op-ed where somebody said there's just this inexorable link between Hong Kong and Taiwan, and I go, what? I don't think so. And these ones that try to link to Hong Kong, to ROC and Taiwan, are not correct. Taiwan is not Hong Kong. What is Hong Kong? British colony, all right, for over a century. 3 parts of it we're familiar with were taken by the British imperialists in the 19th century. Hong Kong Island supposedly forever, all right? In the 1980s, they issued a joint declaration with the PRC as 1997 was approaching to try to figure out a resolution of the issue. Some of you know that actually, first the British thought they could hold on to it for longer. That wasn't going to happen. They could hold on to Hong Kong Island, but they figured that that would be impractical because they'd lose the new territories in Kowloon, which would go over to the mainland in '97. In any event, Hong Kong became a special administration region of China under the one country, two systems formula and ruled by the Basic Law, which is sort of a mini constitution for Hong Kong. And the turnover, as you see from the firecrackers, was in '97. Now, some facts about this. Hong Kong has never been a democracy. It was not a democracy under the British. And it's surprising how many people you have to explain that to. It was a colony, all right? There was no democracy. There were no elections for the governor of Hong Kong. The governor of Hong Kong was chosen by the British, including all the way up to the last one, Chris Patten. It was never an independent sovereign state. People of Hong Kong had little or no determination in setting up this transfer to mainland China, the 1997 turnover. It is similar to Macau, another colony that was ruled by the Portuguese and that was also turned over to mainland China under the one country, two system. And it's like Macau, supposed to be a showpiece for one country, two systems, which would give some people room to argue about that reunification formula. The Republic of China, Taiwan, formally established January 1, 1912. Since that time, its territory and political system has changed, no doubt about it. During World War II, the central government moved out to Chongqing. During the Chinese Civil War, it moved 4 times: Nanjing, Guangzhou, Chongqing, and ultimately landed in Taipei. And then you see President John with Chairman Mao. Nice little image of that. For 70 years, the capital of the Republic of China has been in Taipei. And Taipei has controlled Taiwan, Jimin and Matsu, widely acknowledged part of Fujian province, and the best piece of real estate in that 11-dash line. Yes, the 11-dash line in the South China Sea, Taiping Island. That's the territories. So they've held on to that for 70 years. For a quarter of a century, they occupied the Chinese seat in the UN Security Council, recognized by most governments. It still retains diplomatic relations with governments as the ROC. Its present territory has never been controlled by the PRC, and unofficial relations with the U.S. are closer than our official relations, according to the Department of State, with most countries. So no territories lost since '54. I've got a little, we don't have to see that as a 30-second, I'll show this in my PLS class too. It's sort of one PowerPoint, 2 purposes. Okay, but we'll skip the little. That's a little newsreel about Dakin Island's fallen. Like the USA and elsewhere, the government system has changed a lot since the 1950s. I hear this so much. People go, well, you know, it's a democracy now and everything's changed and whatever. Well, where do you think I'm living? When I was a kid, there was still segregation. Black people couldn't vote. I mean, again, I use